Hello and welcome to Charlotte. My name is Justin. I'm the owner of Team 53. I partner with Coach Dave Academy and Impel Motorsports to bring you this week's Learn to Drive video for rookie mini stocks at Charlotte Oval as part of iRacing 2025 Season 1 Week 10 official series action. If you guys can, make sure you give the page a like, or give this video a like, give the channel a subscribe. It does a ton to help get our message out. We're going to head right out on track here because this is going to be a long, drawn out lap. It's about 35, 36 seconds a lap. So basically, you're going to pull out for qualifying, and your goal is just going to be to get up through the gears. So first gear to second gear. Now we're getting into third gear. And we'll kind of ride through third gear here, and then we'll get to fourth gear, and we'll get up to fifth gear. I'm going to go high around the track on my first lap and my second lap. And we do that to try and burn as much fuel as possible. So we'll go out here. If you guys can too, if you're looking to upgrade your sim racing gear, or maybe you're on a controller, you want to get a wheel set, Impel Motorsports, they're a sponsor of mine. They've got a great Moza R3 as well as an R5 bundle set. Great entry-level sim racing wheels if you're looking to get off of a controller. If you're looking to upgrade your gear, they've got some other stuff as well. Also, Sim Magic. Head over to impelmotorsports.com. It'll be linked in the video below. And then if you guys are interested, we have for above rookies for D class and up on the short track side, we do custom setups and driver coaching and stuff. You can sign up for that through Team 53 at team53racing.com. If you sign up now, the last 3 weeks of this season are free, and then we'll throw in all of next season as part of the $50. All 5 short track cars are supported. So here's we come down to the green, or this would be our white flag. You see when we come off of turn 4, we're going to shoot back down to the bottom of the track. And this is really where our lap is going to begin. I just want you guys to see. So when you're inside this car, when you're in the cockpit of the car, it looks like you're over this yellow line, but in reality, you're still a little ways above it. So if you guys are just looking at your laps inside the car or fast guys inside the car, you're missing a lot of what you can see beyond just that. So make sure you're looking, both inside the car and outside the car, so you know what it looks like from your point of view versus from mine. So we'll go here. Start finish line speed, we're at 142. I'm going to take this kind of fast just because it is such a big lap. But you're going to keep it below the second dash mark here through the dog leg. Through this first part of the dog leg, we're going to get down right down to that white. And then here we're going to try and keep it below this seam. That's kind of our rule of thumb in the mini stocks. It's going to allow you to get a good pitch into the corner, but you're not getting up so high on the track to where you're giving up more room. Think about it this way. It's Daytona Talladega for a mini stock. If you're qualifying at Daytona in NASCAR, you're watching the Cup cars qualify. They're running around the bottom. So here we're getting just low enough on the track to where we can get it pitched in, but to where we're not scrubbing speed in the center of the corner. And that's super, super important. So it's flat out. We're just going to drive this car right down to this white and blue line through the corner. Keep it held down there as close as we can to that line, not going under it. Keep it pinched down off. And then what I often find is about midway on the backstretch, I'll start to inch my way up the track a little bit. And I kind of use this seam as my general rule of thumb. By the time I get to the end of the straightaway, I want to be straddling this seam with my driver. So I might be just a tick high, but it's going to be close enough to where we'll be okay. So then we start to pitch it into the corner, and you're going to bring it in. And like I said, you're just going to drive it right down to the bottom of the corner. And you're just going to drive it, drive it, drive it flat out, no lift ever. And we'll bring it up a little bit on exit, back down there, and then we'll just kind of keep it nice and low, and we'll get ourselves a 36.834. I'll give you guys an in-car view as well, and we'll just kind of sit here and listen. All right, coming off 4, in-car view. Here you go. So there's your lap in the car. Now, the big thing with these cars, like I said, is just flat out the whole time. Race laps are going to look the exact same. It's going to be all racecraft that's really going to be what's going to determine how well your race goes. So I talk about this in the video that I posted this week about advancing up through your license classes. Um, when you're running this race, you really need to run it with a good head on your shoulders and a good thought process, right? You don't need to win this race. This is a really, really easy week to lose a lot of safety rating, but it's also a really easy week to gain a ton of safety rating just by riding. It's such a big track that you can just ride around here and really never see another soul the entire race and just get really, really good safety rating and push right up through. So that should be something you guys think. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit pause on this video. I'm going to load up another session, and I'm going to see if I can get one of my Team 53 coaches to join me, and we'll kind of go through some drafting thought processes and things that you want to think about in these. So hold on a minute. Let me see if I can grab him. Otherwise, I'll load up an AI race, and we'll do it through that. So I'll be right back. You guys really won't notice anything other than we'll be in a different spot on the track. So hold on here. All right, guys. So I'm back. We are going to end up doing a AI race. So I cover how to do AI races in one of the videos for progressing your license. So go take a look at that. But the big thing here for Charlotte, right, is to remember when we're in the actual iRacing fixed races, we can't do anything with setup. So nothing can be adjusted. So I'm gonna go run a few laps here, and we'll come back and we'll talk. I think I set myself up to start like 14th or somewhere mid-pack in this race, so it should be pretty good for me to be able to show you guys some different things. So hold on, we'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. I just ran a 10-lap AI race just to kind of give you guys a little bit of a look here. So starting out the race, I'm on the outside lane. So the big thing that I found in just a quick little draft session is that bottom line really is king. As long as the outside respects the bottom line, I think the bottom line is where you're going to want to be. And you guys, the big thing too, like there's a really big misconception with super speedway plate style tracks where people believe that you're just constantly on the throttle, 100% throttle. And you're going to see here in a lot of instances, especially when we're in a pack here, I actually slow down a little bit and I'll lift off throttle. So here we are just kind of getting up through the gears. And the big thing you can see there, I'm out of throttle. I'm closing in on this guy. So I lift so that I stay off of this guy. But we're not really losing any momentum with the bottom lane at this point. So that's really a big thing to think about too, right? Is that you don't want to bump draft in the middle of a corner. I lose a ton of time here, but then we're going to make up for it later on. I'm not concerned about that at all. We come around the outside. So when you guys are running 2x2 in these corners, a really good rule of thumb is that the bottom lane gets everything below this seam. The top lane gets everything above this seam. Don't be a dummy and make it 3 wide. Just run 2 wide. Run it nice and smooth. There's going to be enough yahoos that are going to be sending it 3 wide on you guys that you don't have to add to the chaos, right? So you're going to see me, I'll make it 3 wide one time in this race. I have a 7,500 I rating. Like, I know I can make it 3 wide, but you guys, 2 wide, even in this turn here in turn 1 and 2, that's probably me taking too much of a lane. I would still keep with the seam and just kind of use that seam as your reference. If you've got somebody underneath you that you've run a few laps and you trust them and you know them, then maybe you can squeeze it a little bit more. But really, it's a rookie race. Just run up a little bit. It's not going to kill anyone. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to ruin your race. Like, your whole point is just to gain safety rating and gain I rating. So here I get a little too close to their bumper in my opinion, and you're going to see this a lot where guys just mistime it. You can see how much I'm off throttle trying to stay off of the rear bumper of him. But the momentum on these cars with the closing rate, if you have more speed, it's just really difficult. So you got to anticipate that, and you got to lift as you see that car getting bigger in your mirror. You got to lift, or else you're going to be doing that to them through the corner. And that's not going to help anyone because you see how much time we lose, not only on these cars in front of us, but the car behind me then is able to close, and they can really do a lot with my lap. So that's something that you have to watch out for. Here, if that's a real car, I'm probably not going to self-clear, but I know with an AI that they're going to give me that spot. So we take that, and then here you can see how I use the bottom lane and this guy is inching up. So I just use the bottom lane and I literally fill that gap off that corner. But then he's got so much more momentum and he's catching the draft off this car up here to where he's going to be able to pull back and I'm going to lose time. So it's really important that we're picking our runs and running where we can. Now here he doesn't get to the bottom. I use that bottom lane to fill and I just go right past him. We get up here in this pack, and again, it's going to be a lift to kind of ride with the pack a little bit, and then we'll pick up speed as we're going through it. But you can see there, lift, not full throttle, lift, almost all the way out. Just kind of playing with that throttle and seeing what I can get away with to gain on these guys. Now I used the knowledge that I had from before when I stayed low, and I lost time. So I filled this gap and just rode back here. And then I'll use this. I get pinned in here because this guy's got a huge run coming off there. So I get pinned in, but I say, fine, I'll just go to the outside. And now here's where I'm going to get a little impatient and I'm going to fill it 3 wide. You guys don't fill it 3 wide. The whole point of this isn't necessarily to show you how much faster I am than everyone else or to show skill level. It's to get you really critically thinking about what it's like to race in a draft. You're going to have to lift. You're going to have to give up spots. You're going to lose runs and you're going to take runs. And that's all a part of super speedway racing on iRacing. It's not going to pay to send it 3 wide. You guys are just going to crash. Keep it 2 wide. Keep it simple. Leave a lot of extra room for guys to make mistakes. It's rookie level. And you guys will have a successful week. Sign up, team53racing.com. You can get our short track pack for all 5 short track cars. It covers all the Open Series cars, late model stock, SK Tour modifieds, super late models, and advanced legends. You can find them there. Head over to our Facebook page, give us a like there. Come join our Discord. We love hanging out with people. It's a great way too. If you have questions, you can ask those questions. I'm in there a lot, so you can reach out that way. So best of luck this week, and we will see you guys in the next video.